India is a country that has always been of interest to foreign tourists. The picturesque beauty of India, topped with its rich heritage and culture, make it a country worth visiting many times over. And if we go by recent numbers, the number of foreign tourists increased 10% in 2014 over the previous year. But the cause of worry is that foreign female tourists slipped to 40.8% from 41.2% in the same period. Now, India's total foreign tourist arrivals jumped last year, but the number of foreign women travelling to the country slipped during the same period amid concerns about safety of women following the December 2012 gang rape. India's tourism industry took a hit after the 2012 gang rape made international headlines, prompting the government to introduce a host of security measures such as a travel advisory with tips for foreign tourists, including suggestions on dressing in line with the country's traditional culture. The country's global image as a safe destination suffered following a series of sexual attacks on foreign women in recent years. So is it going to get any better? That's the question. Welcome to Gender Discourse. I'm Lottie Alaric. To carry this discussion forward, I have in the studio a distinguished panel of guests, and I'm very happy to have with me Dr. Rajya Lakshmi, who's a sociologist with the Delhi University. Then we're also joined by Mr. Shri.S.Venkat Narayanan, who's the National Chairman of the Youth Hostel Association of India. So thanks for being here, sir. And we're also joined by Dr. Monica Kulshestra, Professor at the IITM. I welcome you too. And I also have with me Bhasha Singh, Bureau Chief of The Outlook. So thanks for taking time out. Now, Rajya Lakshmi, let me just begin with you. Talking of Indian tourism, I think we've been doing really well for quite a few years, and people are always intrigued by the culture and heritage that India always has. Because this is one country which is very rich in various measures in terms of, if we look at the land, you know, you've got the desert, you've got the seas, you've got the mountains and everything. So which means that we were doing pretty well. But do you think that now it has taken a little bit of a setback?
Yes. To go by what you just said, that India is a colorful country. It's got many colors. If you see the dress pattern, if you see the kind of colors which one uses, and the kind of food which is available,
right,
and you got huge population with lots and lots of colors. But unfortunately, what has happened in the recent times, as you just mentioned about the female tourist or the tourist in general, there is a kind of, right from the beginning, there was a kind of stigma attached to the people, or rather there is a different notion about women who come from outside India. No, even when you talk to the students and all in general, when you talk about saying that, what is Western, immediately they say that, people, Western people are modern people who come from outside. And when you ask them what is modern, what is Western, they say that, wearing short dresses, wearing sleeveless shirts and things like that. And then you say, is that what it is? They say, yes, ma'am. Then when you start arguing and talking about it, saying that it's not that. What we are talking about is being rational in your outlook, trying to reason it out. So when you attach these kind of words with Western, then again, suddenly their whole attitude changes. This attitude is not, this attitude of saying that Western people are so-called quoted loose people who have no family values, who are like very sexy, and they just don't care, and they're all the time ready for, a relationship. So all these notions and the attitude which is there among the Indians, that comes across when they see a foreigner anywhere. And when you go to these historical monuments which are so beautiful and culturally very rich, there again you see that people feel very uncomfortable. I have spoken to many foreign tourists and they say that it's very uncomfortable because people stare at you, and they look at the way you are dressed up, and they all keep passing comments, thinking that one would not understand the language. So this is a kind of an attitude which is increasing day by day, and unfortunately our whole notion that India welcomes the guests, that is Atithi Devo Bhava. That whole concept is, you know, dying down.
Right. So, Mr. Narayan, do you also echo the same sentiment? Because yes, we are a country where Atithi Devo Bhava is something that we all, you know, we are known for. And on the other side, when she gives us a picture, which is a pretty grim picture to say the least, and uncomfortable. Now, that's something that word may be very, you know, we may not think too much of it. But if you're actually uncomfortable in a foreign land, then it could be really quite disturbing for the people who are coming here.
I agree in general. In particular, I would like to say, I come from an NGO who take care of most of the foreign tourists in India, especially own tourists. Last year, we had 1,400 foreigners coming to our youth hostel staying in India.
Right, right.
The percentage of female participants are 42%. And this year, it was 150 numbers plus. But there's an increase of 2 to 3%. The foreign ladies have come over.
Okay, okay.
Today morning also, I experienced, I did not know that I will be coming here right now. This morning I have experienced, as she was rightly, madam was telling, that 2 foreigners, they were, I mean, using the dress which is not comfortable in Indian culture, in a dining hall, where other Indian tourists also, domestic tourists also staying there.
Right.
Though we have put it both. See, it is definitely, and the foreigners coming to India also, they have to respect the local culture, local sentiments also. Whereas, yes, we should also take responsibility of giving respect to their own culture.
That's right.
And inviting them, everything. But tell you frankly that though the government issues, government directs a lot of things, it has come from the common mind.
And
it has come from the common mind, people.
Right.
This is our duty. We have to take care of the foreigners. And you know, right now the government has done a lot of the tourist police and a lot of other things they have put. Like that, we have to educate them. Even at the visa counter, we can give very good tips also. Wherever they apply visa about Indian visas, this is the Indian culture. So this has to be done like that. Yes, even then, yes, we are also organizing some program in Goa beaches. I agree your point. There are some Goa beaches you must be seeing in the papers also.
Yes.
1 or 2 bad incidents happened previous years.
Right.
As she was rightly telling that, these people taking advantage of situation and enjoying their own culture, everything here. And nowadays, most of the beaches are restricted for foreigners. Suppose somebody, Indian is going there and they attempt to do these things. These are things are there. Certainly, it's a measure has to come from the government. And it should, I think it should be educated pattern itself, the curriculum has to change accordingly, the respect of the culture. Even this can be taken as one lesson also. So that once you develop from the childhood, definitely they will take forward and we'll go ahead.
We'll go ahead. All right. So, what's your take, Dr. Monica? Because yes, you know, for a country to be known for its good things is one thing, but if something untoward really happens, that gives you more bad press than anything else, and that is because of that your country suffers.
Yeah. Actually, I was rate incidents before I go. I was in Germany for 2 years. And if you go by the data, the Ministry of Tourism suggests that the most of the tourists that come, they come from Western Europe and North America. And once they come to India, before that they take a lot of knowledge about that area.
That's right.
That what is the dress that they wear, the food and everything. A neighbor of mine, I happened to be in Germany, that period where this thing, the tragedy happened in India. And there before that, the president was sworn in. And CNN channel used to come. Only a scrolling was shown by the CNN that the president has been sworn in. But a huge documentary was there on this issue. And that neighbor of mine, she came to me and said, this is what is happening in your city. And my idea is, how are we projecting ourselves to the Western country? I know certain things are bad, but then that's not only bad, as ma'am is saying, that Atithi Devo Bhava, something very good are also happening.
Of course.
We are not projecting that. Why is it we are keeping on haunting those things again and again? And these people in the Western country, they are very bothered about where they are going.
That's
See, people are coming for tourism, they are not coming for health purposes, right? So there's some compulsion for them to come. And you have come for some change, something to enjoy, but what you are receiving at the end of it, you don't want to. Then you will spend your money to go to some safe places. You log in onto the website to find it out. about India, then they'll say 10 tips for females to be safe.
There are there.
That is what it is. We are giving a very bad signal to others. And people are picking up these threads. So my idea...
Yes, there is an advisory on the website itself. Well, so let the journalist in Bhasha answer this now.
Yes. No, because I have little problem with the way. First of all, when we say that Indian culture is not one thing.
Correct.
The dressing is not one thing whenever we talk. That we have to be very cautious. That the girl of the Northeast, the way she is dressing, the girl of Kerala or across the country, the pattern is different. So we should not have in our mindset that this is Indian and this is not Indian, first of all. And because that creates a problem. That's a matter of the skin, that's a matter of the whole notion to start with, that how we see the tourist and especially the female tourist, as she rightly said, that our observation that they are free, we can have, and the incident which happened in the Punjab train, the way the policeman was behaving. So these all are the incidents which are happening. And secondly, I don't agree that how we put the image. This is not our image we are putting. At the time we are talking in the 21st century, we can't restrain some news to be at back and okay, no, this is bad news, put under the curtain and no, we want to project like this. This is not to be done. If we do that, then we will become much more autocratic nation and then the whole notion of welcoming will be decreased. So I think the main concern is to make sure of our youth, of our whole system, that how we have to make secure for the women. And it's not only the foreign tourists, because if we are able to maintain a dignity for the woman, that it is the primemost things we are not going to make a compromise, then definitely the Indian woman, Indian girl is also going to be safe. And unless and until both are safe, we can't boost up the tourism. Both are to be looked together, that in safety of women is should be the prime responsibility of the state. It should not be have any if and but, that this is a minister's son, this is this son, this is this son. There should be no compromise, no nothing. It should be a zero tolerance thing. If we are able to maintain that image, the incident definitely are not going to zero out in one day, but there should be a clear-cut political will, administrative will, and definitely a judiciary will, that we are not going to make a compromise. And Indian culture is very comprehensive, is the language and everything. So we have to build up that this new woman who is entering into country is coming with some notion to learn. So we have to give that kind of expose to her without being guiding her that okay, you don't wear the horse. What you are going to do of the young girl of the Delhi University of the JNU, then we are going to ask them, don't wear the jeans because the country is bad.
Exactly.
So this notion is not going to
we
work
can't,
for the tourism.
These double standards can clearly not
the
work.
Moral policing will not help Indian culture and Indian tourism, I think.
Well, so those are mixed remarks here from the panelists here, but we are going to be continuing with this discussion, but after this very short break. So people don't go anywhere, as we are all coming back on the other side.
They'll talk of a station like Jalpaiguri. I mean, I was wondering how can she name such a difficult word? Yes. And they take the classes for the language. Yeah. My aunt is before they come in Argentina. She just teaches the language before they come. And that lady, you know, she has been to India for 4 times and she has seen India more than I have seen. And she knew every nook and corner and she was crazy to come back to India. But that image, you know, actually, it was there in the limelight. Otherwise, Germans, they don't even know who's Amitabh Bachchan is. So they are not aware. But this case was there and everybody was discussing about it. So before they come, and you know, they have even the Germans have even. Yeah.
Previously they used to, nowadays they don't consider lonely planet. In fact, they like doing like a mecca.
prefer to have the hard copies. They prefer to take hard copies and on the road, yes. And the snakes are there.
Welcome back. This is Gender Discourse, and today we are talking about foreign women tourists in India. Well, folks, if you too want to be a part of this forum, this is your chance to pick up your phone and reach us at 1800115314 or 23035420. Do tell us as to what do you feel about this issue. Now, Rajalakshmi, coming to you. So here we have mixed sentiments that on the one hand, people say that we should not be projecting anything which is untoward, but on the other, if it is news, then it has to go, it has to be projected. So, so what are the signals that we are giving the tourists?
See, first of all, I do agree with her when she says that we should be projecting whatever reality is. And the way it is projected, the way one understands it, it's up to them. That is one. Two, unfortunately, what has happened is that, the foreigners, people who come from the West, since a long time, the image which is created in the minds of Indian is quite different. Even in movies, films, when you watch, they show a foreign woman as someone who is very independent, who is loose to start a relationship, or who doesn't give too much of importance to family as a unit. Plus also they show that, she's someone who is free to do the activities which are normally not accepted among the masses. For example, drinking, or maybe they're called hippies, that is they're into they're into things which are smoking, drugs and all these things. So this, they really have this image of foreigner women. And then the whole idea about the fair skin, the white skin which attracts them, saying and the black.
The black has
So therefore what happens is they associate white with fairness, with beauty. So therefore they need to be appreciated, and black is something which we can do what we want to do. Unfortunately, these contrasting images and the contrasting attitude is something which is there in almost all Indian minds. Educated, uneducated, I'm not drawing a distinction. So therefore what happens is, when these foreigners, they come, they think that why should we not try our luck with them? Maybe we can become friends, maybe we can go further than that. Or people who are, it's not to do with youngsters, it's all age men, if you see the way they react to these foreign tourists. And I disagree with the fact that the dress is something which you should associate with an attitude. They are free to wear what they are, because when we go, we also wear sarees. Because when I was traveling to US, I was wearing sarees and moving around. So if they have that, that's their dressing up. So that has nothing to do with the fact that they are like more easier to, they are like welcoming comments. This is nothing to do with that. Now I feel that, India, that attitude which is very, very there with both Indian women and foreign women, is something which we need to discuss and look at it. This is an attitudinal problem. So that is something which we all need to understand and discuss. So when they come, and because see, sometimes what happens is we have these young female tourists who come on their own. And when they are on their own and traveling in a foreign land, immediately they think, oh, ma, she's such a bold person. Yeah, she's easily available because she's traveling alone and she's going wherever. And suppose in case, someone approaches you with some kind of query and all, suddenly they get ideas. This has happened with many times where I've seen people, because most of the times you see them in Janpat, these handicrafts shops and all. And, and some men, they hang around at these places only
so that they can befriend these people.
To be friendly to the foreign
Well, we have a viewer with us. Let's see what he has to say. This is Mr. G.N. Rao from Tamil Nadu. Mr. Rao, welcome to the show.
Thank you, everybody. India as a country, world power, along with all the countries of the globe that believe in the dictum, world tourism for peace, progress and prosperity, has all the wherewithal for showcasing the historical past and present of the world. Its exploitation, injustice, be it the colonial imperial past. The past dictum, the sun never sets over the British Empire, has much to offer to the foreign inquisitive, research-oriented tourist. That's the reality of the world. All the tourists will enjoy coming to our great country, India. That is India.
Right. Well, if only it was that easy. Now, Mr. Narayan, would you want to comment on what Rajalakshmi just said? And also, do you think it's time for us also now to educate the masses as to not just look at them as people who are available because of their certain dressing sense or because of their certain attitudes or behaviors? So, we've got to understand that every culture is different and we've got to respect it.
I agree what Rajalakshmi says. Any tourist, is it a foreign tourist or domestic tourist, safety is the main important.
That's right.
One that is confirmed, they will go to any level. And again, she was talking about the foreigners traveling alone. Nowadays, from my own point of view, I can tell you, a lot of Indian girls traveling alone.
That's right.
In different parts of India. Today morning, a girl from Zamali University, I think here, she called me. She is going from Manali to Leh by bus. So, and the bus will actually, in Manali to Leh, the bus will stop at one place at night. It is not continuous bus.
Right.
18 hours.
Right.
It will start some place. And what she was asking in the morning, sir, I am going by a government bus. Is it safe to stay in the night wherever they give accommodation?
Right.
But I said, no, carry on, go ahead. Somehow you have to learn the experiences. So why I am telling you, this is not a question of, nowadays everybody is going alone. That's, I agree. But certainly, a certain level of teachings to the masses is required. For example, you can see some of the movies also, I think if I remember, Amir Khan has acted in some auto rickshaws, how to move with the foreigners. 2 years before, I think it was a documentary came. See, anything, nowadays you all accept, media will develop. If Amitabh Bachchan or Rajinikanth says, blindly they will follow.
Correct.
So, these people should be projected as a brand ambassadors for these things, and easily this idea will catch up. We have to do.
Right. It's time for us to do it. So, what do you say, Monica?
And
is it that easy? Those, of course, this could be something that we all would desire, but how difficult is it really?
Yeah, it's actually, we have to change the mindset. I agree with ma'am. And it is not a cup of tea, and it will take time to stop taking woman as an object first of all. As she rightly said, it is not only for the foreigners, leave alone foreigners, for the Indian woman also. If you start respecting women, if you start showing it, the change in the attitude has to come. But another thing that I would like to say, like suppose from here you want to travel to Dubai, there is end-to-end thing is available. From the moment you get down at the airport till you come back at the airport again, everything is available, ticket of the of every museum and everything. But in India, we don't have a common portal where these foreigners can go, hire things, even the taxis and everything. So, all the tourist agent, if you type, several will come. But there is no guidelines on which are they following, are they actually there's been checked by the government.
Right.
So, yes, the mindset needs to be changed, yes, but on the part of the government, these issues needs to be dealt with. You have to simultaneously walk hand in hand in both of them, so that there has a portal where they can log in, get the information, and they don't have to hang around for little information from people. As they are saying, the people are traveling just for this purpose and hanging around to get friendly for these people. So there are to maintain, yes, mindset needs to be changed, but it's not that easy, and it will not change in a period of just 1 or 2, 3 days.
Absolutely. Yes, Basha?
Yeah, definitely it's taming of the patriarchy.
Yeah. Oh yes, we keep going back to that.
Back to the same thing. That it's a taming of patriarchy, and this is definitely a continuous process. It's not going to happen at the same time, and I think that the main question which we have to focus, as you are saying about the portal and your suggestion, but right now if you find the young tourists and young women tourists who come, generally because I have been interacting with them, they want to explore at their own. They have a trend. They have a deep trend of independence. That okay, they have a safety guidelines, they want to check, but they want to go to very teeny places
because they are very adventurous by nature actually.
So that kind of adventure tourism, not only globally but even in India and especially globally, it's increasing, expanding like anything. So they don't want to go on the regular tracks. So unless we make the society safe, and especially the whole executors of the law.
That's right.
To be liable, because so far you find, being a media person, sometimes I feel that if there's something happens with a foreign tourist, it's a national headline.
Yes.
Okay. Immediately this has happened, this has happened, as if that, okay, we are Athithi Devo Bhav, that we respect. But if it happens to the Indian girl, then okay, it's going to be a brief somewhere inside, that kind of thing. So that's also a little danger, because I'm putting the person who is coming to country will read all the things.
That's
and
right.
now at the time when we have a global media, we have a social whole media across us.
True.
So it's very difficult to put a condition that, okay, for the foreign tourist, we are so much concerned, but for the Indian woman, we are not, because that creates the environment. If an Indian woman is safe in the country, then definitely a foreign woman who is coming to the country will feel safe. Because she will feel that, okay, this is a country where a woman is traveling alone, where a girl is going at the night alone, and that is not questioned. So the whole concept of the moral thing, that which is moral and which is immoral, that has to be questioned. And we, the whole section who is debating this, I think we have to be very conscious that this moral policing, moral guidelines, that okay, this you have to be doing, if you are doing this, this is wrong, that has to be questioned at the deep level, because that's a patriarchy which is coming in a very different colors.
That's right.
So that
Bhasha, we have a viewer. I'm sorry, we'll have to take this viewer. This is Devang from Gujarat. So Devang, are you there with me? जी कहिए.
जी, अभी मैम ने वो बात की है, काफी ठीक की है, उससे मैं सहमत हूँ, लेकिन थोड़ी सी रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी जो फॉरेन वुमन टूरिस्ट आती है उसकी बनती है. मतलब जब मेरा अवलोकन है तो काफी लोग जो है वो इरेस्पॉन्सिबल होते हैं, मतलब कि जो कोई डेंजर एरिया है उसमें वो मतलब चाहते हैं मतलब जिज्ञासा से कि यहाँ पे क्या है, क्या हो रहा है. तो मैम यह एक मतलब हालांकि गवर्नमेंट को ये गाइडलाइन बतानी चाहिए, लेकिन वो नहीं बताते. लेकिन मेरा एक मानना है कि फॉरेन वुमन टूरिस्ट जो आती है उसकी रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी काफी यह है कि वो मतलब पूर्ण नॉलेज के साथ है, एरिया का अभ्यास करे, और उसके बाद डेंजर और अनडेंजर जोन को अलग करे, और हो सके तो गवर्नमेंट की मदद ले या फिर जो लोकल असेंबली उसकी मदद ले. धन्यवाद.
Right. Well, thank you so much for that point of view. Bhasha, you want to say anything on that?
Because this is the thing which we are discussing.
Yes,
and exactly this is the mindset. And I think at the grassroots level, you will find that this is the basic understanding that, okay, that why women. Still, for the Indian woman also, we will discuss that why she was with the friend.
Exactly, that's the first question
that comes up. Why she was sitting at that corner?
Yeah.
Why so? So this is the mindset which has to be questioned. Definitely, when I am moving out, when you are going out, all of us, they will find the best place, best option, and the foreign woman who is coming. भाई साहब, जो भी महिला आ रही है बाहर से, वो सबसे पहले अपनी सिक्योरिटी के लिए बात करके आ रही है. वो कोशिश दे आर वेरी कॉन्शियस, डेफिनेटली, एंड definitely there is a cultural difference.
Yes.
We have to accept that. And with that culture, they are coming here. As we go, as you rightly say, that with our culture, we go there. And they never ask that, okay, wherever they ask, we question.
That's right.
That no, we have a right to wear pagadi, we have a right to wear sari, we have the right to wear everything.
That's right. That's right.
So that's a part of the culture, and we have to be an open heart at the cultural level that this is their culture. Nobody is going to influence or ruin our youth. Generally, we see that these girls are coming, they will ruin the youth. I've been to Khajuraho, they were saying that, okay, these women are coming and they ruin the whole Khajuraho youth. Because we are not ready to accept that this is a different culture. With this different culture, they want to come and learn, at least understand what is our culture. So once we are able to understand and open this patriarchy mindset, this is a whole issue that how the patriarchy is reflecting.
Absolutely.
So unless and until we question that, it's a deep thing, but we have to keep on hammer. Okay.
We have to keep hammering
knock.
All right. Well, folks, it's time for us to slip into yet another break, but we are going to be coming back very quickly. You please note down our numbers, which are also running on your screen, and you can be a part of this forum after this break. The numbers are 1800115314 and 23035420. So we'll all see you on the other side.